Hey everyone, Pesmori here, and welcome to Stafford Case. Well, it seems I have to... it's... 2 a.m. brain. Well, I seem to have a general sense of what's going on. This case is more complicated than I thought. However, we may be able to solve it surprisingly easy. What? You really think so? It's obvious, but the creatures in the reptile and mammal wings are completely different classes of animals. The footprints are going to be easy to distinguish. Unless by some, unless there is like a mix of a mammal and a reptile like somewhere in the basement. You never know. If you could just get prints from the creature who attacked the victim at the scene of the crime. Ah! We'll be able to see which creature gulped down the victim. That will lead us straight to our culprit. Indeed it will. It really is that simple. All we need to do is ask Brian to make a trace photo. Then we're done. Hey, Brian! Don't start yelling out of the blue. You scared me. Sorry. Where are you? We just uncovered a huge clue. Not really a clue, more like a process or an idea. I'm in the mammal wing right now with the Sarge. If you turn left, once you leave the interrogation room, you can't miss us. Okay, we're on our way. We're going to wrap this up in a jiffy. Alright, just don't run. We don't need you taking another spill. What? Oh, okay. Our little friend Brian seems down in the dumps for some reason. Maybe because he's British? Think so? Come to think of it. Detective Brian has been like he's been wanting to say something. I just hope he doesn't have anything too big on his plate. Normally, if someone's saying that it's big... Oh wait, if someone's saying that, it's big. That's what she said. Is that everything? Yes, and I'm absolutely ashamed of myself. It is rather cumbersome. Of course, we do have a problem, don't we? Note, are you already done with the interrogations? Sort of? More importantly though, Note says he can solve the case. Not your case. Okay. That's good news. What do you want from me? Detective Brian? You've created a trace photo of the crime scene, yeah? If we could see the footprints of the creature that entered the scene of the crime, we will know just who our culprit is. Oh, bad news, huh? From that response. What's wrong? You're making me nervous. Before I explain, take a look at this. It's a trace photo we've recorded from the mammal wing just a moment ago. Huh? There isn't a single footprint. That's bad news. This facility is particularly concerned with sanitation, meaning there's a system that automatically cleans the entire facility at regular intervals. Yet it misses out stepladders for some reason. Wait, is this a stepladder? I don't know. Every day at 3 o'clock p.m. Sluice juice? Oh, no. Sluice? Is this sluice? I don't know. Sluice gates in each room slide open and the debris that has been collected on the floor is washed down the drain. Oh no. After a victim was killed, the system activated a single time, so we have 0 footprints in the entire facility. What? Then our creature's footprints are gone. That's why he said he wasn't going to be much of help before. Thus I must apologize. It seems my skill isn't going to be much of use for this case. You have no reason to apologize, right? You don't really have any fault in all of this. I'm afraid I do. Whatever the reason, I am unable to carry out the job that's been assigned to me. This is no matter of fault. It's a matter of confiding in someone, and in these circumstances... Huh? Don't worry about him. He gets like this sometimes. Okay, so he gets easily depressed. Okay. Understandable. And relatable. I thought he was starting to get better about it. But anyway, these suspects are really grinding my gears. Let's stop with the belly aching and get to investigating. Here, let me help you out. No, this is a matter of my skill, so I don't think you'll be of much help. Whatever. Get over here. Dun dun dun. Fatality. Cena wins. I don't know which order it goes to. It's been a long time since I played Mortal Kombat. And the one time I did, I got owned. And it was Mortal Kombat 10. Well then, shall we investigate the scene? Are you okay, Sergeant? Regarding what? Never mind. We're going to do a memory survey of this place, right? Indeed. If you see anything of interest in the mammal wing, just let me know. I'll read the memories of this place. It seems as though the statements you took are not wrong. This cage is opened at the same time each day. Though I can't tell you the precise time, I imagine it's at feeding time, as the creature handler said. The door looks significantly smaller than the creature, so how does it get out? Its fur may be making it bigger than it is. That is pretty common. I bet you could tell by poking the thing, but are you sure you want to try? You'd be throwing away a perfectly good finger. No thanks. I couldn't touch the pin in my hair anymore without my index finger. Use your other one? Same goes for me. I can't do my pose without my index finger either. Why do you do it so often? And why can't you just use the other one? I get it. The artist is lazy or underpaid. I bet after the game sales he's still underpaid or lazy. I don't know. Me too. Me too. I need my index finger to make my finger gun. Just use a real gun, you know? If instead... I guess that leaves me... You know we're joking, right? Hey! Oh man, it's the pig. It's just a pig. Waddles. This cage hasn't been opened recently. Must be feeling rather confined in there. Must be missing Mabel. This pig looks more fleshed out than your average pig. It's a creature, right? Is it hungry? This breed is rather famous for its meat. Does that mean the people at the Woods facility were the ones who discovered it? Sergeant? Was that sausage from before, I think your presumption is correct there. Sorry, you're far too delicious to be part of the team. Next time, maybe. What's a ladder doing here? Oh, maybe they need to take care of things higher up. It carries the memory of being moved recently. Seems it was used elsewhere too. But note, this is no ordinary ladder, it's a folding step ladder. Great. An Ace Attorney reference. Yep. I feel like in every game that's about investigations, if you can investigate a ladder, it'll probably lead to an Ace Attorney reference. Like Tyrion Cuthbert. It's just that I played Tyrion Cuthbert before Ace Attorney, so I didn't get the reference. But now looking back, I get the reference. God damn it. It's everywhere. I've descended into the Ace Attorney hole, and I can't climb out. It's a never-ending hole filled with updated autopsy reports and localization and like change in localized names or something. Rip Sebastian. Ah, right. Let's be more precise, note. Who cares? Huh? Right, sorry. Am I bugging you? No, it's just... I don't think the two of us would last very long anyway. I don't like the implication of that. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please! Where is this coming from? You're not an Ace Attorney fan, so you didn't get it. That's why. Oh! I'll do the staff-only door. Anyone could tell from a single look that this door is sus. Generally speaking, a door with a sign that says staff only must be investigated. However, it's good we haven't checked behind it yet. Why? We have orders from the chief not to investigate back there. Usually it's those places that people tell you to not investigate that need to be investigated, you know? It's like... You know, it's like... Yes, a murder happened here. You're free to investigate, but stay out of my office. If someone said that to me and I'm an investigator, I'm going to check his office first thing, okay? That's the first thing I'm gonna do. Okay, he's not the one with the gun. The detectives are, I think. Beck made a special request to the Bureau. Seriously? That only adds to my suspicions. I agree, but it seems that the ties between this facility and the Bureau map run deep. We mustn't be reckless. After all, we're no police officers. No matter how mediocre our support or the number of restrictions placed on us, we must endure and continue our investigation. The sergeant seems to have her fair share of complaints. What on earth is back there? Probably just stairs leading down to the basement. And we're not allowed to investigate it, huh? Huh? How do you know that? The vibrations I pick up don't end with heartbeats. When I knock on a door, I get a vague picture of what's behind it. Ah! So like Toph from Last Airbender. I'm not saying Avatar because if I do, people will think of the blue people. Or some people will think of the blue people. For some reason. Seriously, how? It's not even that memorable, man. Oh, that must be useful. You know, whoever is Dita's boyfriend or spouse or whatever, that motherfucker better be loyal as fuck and honest as fuck, okay? Because his lies are as obvious as Pinocchio's. And if you sneak a bitch in the room, like you know, you bring a side gal, and then you shag her, and then she comes back. There's no hiding her. Okay? If you're with her, you have to be loyal and honest. If not, well, you see how often she resorts to taking out her gun, right? Right? It is. It really comes in handy when I have to take a shot through a door. That's not what I meant. But it is valid. If there's a basement, it would probably run toward the lab down there. It's probably the only way to get there. Note, write down what we've learned here on the survey. The slats on that drain are big. Make sure you don't slip through. The slats? Why not just say gaps? Ah, whatever. Brian said that they flush this place with water every day, so all sorts of refuse must wash through here. This grating has been opened a few times recently. Since I can hear Beck's voice, it must have been he who opened it. Why open the grate? Everything with openings this large. Was there something that couldn't fit past them? Must have been something. That should do it. Did you jot all that down? Yeah, here you go. Not half bad. But of course, what's past that door still concerns me. If that's true, you do well to remember that place. However, it's Beck's order that's keeping us out of there. If we find out what's back there, or that he's involved with the case, even Beck won't be able to stop us from investigating it. I see. I'll keep that in mind. Well then, I need to stop by my car for a moment. Check out some place else while I do. Why your car? There's something I need in there. Get to it. She's leaving me like this? Man, imagine leaving a room by walking backwards like what she did. At least by what the portrait implies. Have you found anything out? Detective Brian. Can't say I found nothing, but... Note? Look at this! Oh, it's a monkey with two tails. It's a monkey! I can see that. Yep, a monkey. And is there a reason you're showing it to me? He's got two tails! And... he's cute! Put that thing back in its cage. Otherwise you'll be tried for loss. Wait, she took the fucking thing out of the cage? Okay. Why are you being like that? He came to me on his own free will. If you're going to lie, come up with something more believable. She's right. Look, he says so too. Right, now put it back in this cage. Wait, is that a sound that monkeys make? It sounds more like a cat sound. You're surprisingly good at ventriloquism. Nah. I thought it was really the monkey talking. Ventriloquism? Oh shit. A talking monkey. My hairs are standing on end. God damn it, okay. Okay. If I had a penny for every visual novel game that has a talking monkey in it, I'd have two. Which isn't a lot. But why the hell do I have two? Are creatures usually able to speak? No, I've never heard of any creature that's developed the intelligence necessary to talk. Wow! Then they've got all sorts of creatures here. Hey monkey, what's your name? Human, kill, dominate, exterminate, restore, select superior genes. He's got both specific and extremely disturbing ideas. How's about we cut it with the jokes? Cut it out with the jokes, yeah, whatever. Not enjoying yourselves? Mr. Hawes. Now, back home with you, Anderson. Huh? Suddenly acting like a monkey again? Of course, he's just a monkey. Have you not figured it out yet? The talking monkey was your skill at work? It was. I told you I'd show you my skill if you dropped by the mammal wing. Oh, damn. Okay, you can have the nickel back. I mean, never liked the band anyway. Like you said before, your skill allows you to control mammals, similar to Moko's skill. Although, there do seem to be slight differences. Seems like you've gotten a good look around the mammal wing. Well, we've seen what we needed to. And, what do you think? I apologize, but we're not allowed to disclose the details of our investigation. I do hope you understand. Not about that. About my little friends. Cute, no? And by friends, you mean the creatures? Is there anything else here you'll call cute? Cena? Okay, that's enough rizzing up fictional characters that I stand zero chance with. Right, I mean, I guess you could call them cute if you caught them at the right angle. Yep, you got that right. Reptiles are nice and all, but for that patented soft touch, you've got to turn to the mammals. Would you like to pet them? No thanks. I still value my hands. Then you're just wasting your time. I doubt there's anything left that'll help with your investigation. For you to conclude that, it must be because you suspect Miss Moko to be the killer, huh? Of course. You know what a skill is, right? So you think Miss Lisa Moko used her skill to move her large creature into the victim's office? Of course! Why are you even asking me questions? Why are you even asking me when you clearly know the right answer? No! You were just as capable of the act, were you not? Heh. Me? What do you mean? It wasn't me. Can you prove that? I don't need to. After all, I know I'm not the murderer. What a help that is. You're the type of bloke who only sees the world from his own perspective. People like you make my head hurt. Mr. Hawes, we heard you were also using your skill to bring your creature bread for the military to feed. Thus, you, like Miss Moko, were at your lounge, yes? No, I don't normally use the lounge. Then you didn't leave this room at the time of the incident? Not just that, not just the time of the incident. I tried my best to leave the mammal wing as little as possible. Why is that? Without a chair to sit on, I doubt you could rest very well in here. It's because of my friends, of course. If I were to take my eyes off of them for a second and something happened, it would only spell trouble for me. Plus, I could just sit on the ladder when I want to rest. I don't really need a chair. By ladder, you're referring to the step ladder over there? Huh? You're talking about my ladder, right? Ah, you mean to say that that's a step ladder, not a ladder? Yeah, Ace Attorney reference. We got that out of the way already. Do you really need to call it a step ladder? Okay, I get it. Let's call it a ladder then. Yeah, I get it. The important thing is that Mr. Hawes does not use his lounge. But Lisa Moko was sure he used that room, no? How does this change things? Mr. Hawes, the lounge meant for you is the place where we're currently conducting our questioning. Is that right? Yeah, I guess so. Why? Are you meaning to check it out? I apologize, but we cannot disclose details about the investigation. Right, you mentioned that. Do what you will. Can I get back to work? Yes, and thank you for your cooperation. The way he talks, it makes my skin crawl. Detective Brian, would you like to investigate the lounge? Let's. It's on the way to the reptile wing anyway. It would probably be best to check out both lounges. Though, there are probably no footprints in there either. Still, best to get it out of the way. We can investigate what we can. had this thought a few times now, but these people don't really care much about interior design. These rooms could do with a few decorations. I'm pretty sure the artist is just too lazy or too underpaid, man. And that's why. If not, we'd see a lot more grime. I think. This is the lounge between the mammal wing and the office. So we must be right here on the map, right? This is the place set up for Mr. Hawes, but he just said he barely comes in here. Now that I think about it, the reason we're using this as our interrogation room is because Beck said the room's not in use right now. Detective Brian, how's it look? Can you see anything? I'm quite sure Kendrick Hawes wasn't lying. I can't see a single print left by him. In fact, the only prints I see were made by Lisa Moko. On top of that, her prints were made on the day in question. Huh? You're telling me that Miss Moko was in here? Odd. Moko has her own lounge. She clearly stated that her lounge was to the left of the office. This lounge is to the right. Huh. What was Miss Moko doing in here? Don't tell me. Did she have to be in here to carry out the murder? But why come all this way? If you wish to figure out why Moko was here, we should investigate every place we're allowed access to. Note, please record the following on the trace photo. I doubt Sarge's memory survey will show you anything more. Okay. If there's anything you need to look at, just tell me. Let's get to it. Oh, this is new. Clue time. How about checking the door handle? Why? It's obvious we'll find Moko's prints on it. Still, we don't have much information to go on, so it would be good to collect whatever we can. Huh? What's wrong? Is there a problem? It can't be. There are no prints. What? Did someone wipe the prints? Note, that's not it. There's no trace of anyone wiping prints or anything. No one has used this handle before us. That can't be possible. If you want to leave a room, you have to touch the door handle. Right. And Miss Moko's prints are in here. We're sure she was here. So how'd she get out? Well then, seems as though we stumbled upon a clue here. The cabinet is filled with cleaning supplies. No prints in here either. The most recent trace I can find seems to be about a month old. Like they said, the cleaning is done automatically, so there's not much use for all of this. Detective Brian, you can see trace that's a month old? That's right. If the trace is well preserved, I can see it years after. Most trace disappears long before that though. Okay, I see. Okay. As expected, there are no fingerprints from the day in question in here either. The only footprints I see are ours. Then the floors here are cleaned automatically as well. That interferes with our case, but is helpful when it comes to cleanliness, no? How about we grab one for our office too? That might be difficult. This system pumps water onto the floor and into a drain. We don't have a drain and our office is on the second floor. A drain? Couldn't I just make one of those with a few bullet holes? What did the person downstairs ever do to you? You never know what he did. No matter how many times I check, I'm sure the prints on the table were made by Moko. Why are Moko's prints here? This isn't the lounge she uses. I haven't figured that part out yet, but one thing's for certain. This is sus. Okay. I think we investigated everything we need to. I filled out all the pertinent information. Pertinent? The hell does that mean? Huh. Quick and accurate as always. I envy the Sarge for having you at her side. If I were to give my slow, inaccurate opinion, the most concerning part of this is how Moko managed to leave the room. Right. After all, there are no prints on the door. Not only the prints remained, we might be able to figure that part out. Hey, Note! Yo? Yeah? He's right though. If only the footprints remained. Why do you keep getting all depressed, Detective Brian? It's not like you erased them. Well, he is sort of like this anyway. Of course I'm well aware of all that, but it's hard to overlook that fact considering the mess my speciality has put you in. I only wish to redeem myself as soon as I can. Then, shall we give you a chance to do just that? Sarge, did you find what you needed? Yeah, why is she doing this pose now? There is literally zero reason for her to do the pose now, of all times. Yes, a present for you. A flashlight? Keep that on you from now on. Do they really need to whisper? I mean, Pandy's sort of just like this. Detective Stina, it seems like you follow the logic of those two. Of course! Because I'm one of them! At the very least, I gotta try my hardest not to turn out like that. Okay, I'm counting on you. Honestly, I'm not sure about this, but since it's you who's asking, Sarge, I'll consider it a matter of utmost importance. It is of utmost importance, and it's something only you can do, Brian. Understood. Well then, I shall return. I'll be looking forward to see what you turn up. Oh, I know what he's doing. Okay, I see. He's going to the basement, isn't he? Okay. What exactly did you ask him to do? What? It's not important enough to warrant explanation. I'm not totally sure what he'll find, so just think of this as an insurance plan. Poor Detective Brian. Still, this may be better for him. But, what's our plan now? Are you going to read the memories here? That would be an okay move, but I think it'd be better to move on to the other rooms we haven't investigated at all first. There's one more lounge here, right? This is lounge number 1, the one assigned to Miss Moko. According to her testimony, Miss Moko came here each time she controlled her creature. the map, this room is to the left of our office. To the office, correct? I'm not sure if it's just because they're part of the same building, but this lounge doesn't look all that different from the last. Yet we're certainly in a different room, so our investigations may turn up differently. Right. Shall we try our hand? Our hand? Our? Detective Thena doesn't really do anything during these investigations though, right? Well then, if either of you see anything you wish to investigate, just point it out. I thought we were moving on to other rooms, but I guess not. She must sit here when she's feeding her creature, right? She's the sort to talk to herself. The table's memories tell the same story. If she's talking to herself, what's it about? 10% complaints about Beck, 10% gripes with the world, and 80% cursing out whores. So, mostly cursing out whores. Seems like nothing that will help our case. There's a picture here. What a shitty photographist. What a shitty photographer. Photographist. That photographer needs to be fired as soon as possible. Like, what is this? What is this? Imagine if this was your school photo. And then it's like everyone's faces were like blacked out except yours. It's creepy and also very weird. Like I can only imagine like the photographer being like, okay, this is a good photo, and then just clicks it, and then they're like, well, can't find another one. So it's only coincidental that these two guys, their faces haven't been blocked by whatever, you know? Maybe there was an eclipse going on that day, I don't know. Why is their face blacked out? Why do they have to photograph? It's meant to commemorate a memory, like, or the people there at the place. I wonder if the photographer is still hired. Because if he is, then he doesn't deserve it. If he's fired, I feel sorry for him, but he deserves it. Look at this! It seems as though this frame hasn't been moved for a very long time. There's a high probability that this picture was taken to commemorate some big event. Huh? This person in the middle. Doesn't that look like the Vice President? It seems that way. The typical look of an opportunist. And next to him, maybe the victim. Considering how young they both look, this picture must have been taken a long time ago. Who are the people around them? Well, perhaps we can ask someone about that later on. Sergeant, could you check out the memories of this door handle? Sure. Nothing stands out. One person regularly comes into the room before leaving 20 minutes later or so. Probably Moko. Why the door handle? Nothing. Nothing at all. What's this? What's this? Stock markets for suckers, intermediate level. Hey, can I have that book? I mean, I'm not gonna read it because I hate reading, but I kinda, suck at that kind of thing. The title sounds familiar. It's mostly people who want to quit their jobs who read these books. Shit, I've been found out. She could just be reading it because she's curious about the topic. She must be extremely curious to read the same book cover to cover 4 times. I mean, all poor, books, books are expensive. Or at least they were expensive, I think. Either that, or it's just really hard to get into another book, Like, it's easier to reread a book than it is to read a new book. Don't ask me how. That's just how it is for me. Well, it seems that there aren't any memories of a culprit remaining. All we can tell is that Miss Moko used this room often. Then it's just like her statement. She just quietly relaxes in here. Even if Moko were a culprit, you wouldn't need to move her physical self around. Oh no, she wouldn't. She would just have to use her skill. Then it would be her creature that carried out her dirty work. In other words, investigating this room turned out nothing for us. For now at least, and for the same reason. It's most likely we won't find any decisive clues wherever we go. Well then, instead of just running around blindly in this case, it might be good to sort out whatever we've got so far. Considering I still don't know all the details yet, it might be better for you to sort things out. One way or another. We're only certain of one thing now. The victim was eaten by one of these facilities' creatures. Our problem is, who sent the creature in the room? That's the gist of it. Our handlers, Mr. Hawes and Miss Moko, are pointing fingers at each other. After all, each has a skill that lets them control animals. The one who isn't the criminal is going to automatically assume the other is the criminal. Are those two only suspects? What do you mean? The Vice President, Ninebeck. Why don't the two handlers suspect him? The Vice President? Does that mean you're suspecting him? As far as I'm aware, Mr. Beck's skill is coordinate-based object transmission. In other words, teleportation, right? Thus, using his skill, it's possible he could have teleported one of the creatures into that room. Oh, right! Were the handlers unaware of that fact? We were made aware of the fact right when we set foot in the door for the first time, so there's no chance they wouldn't have know about Mr. Beck's skill. So clearly, because they know about Mr. Beck's skill, they know it was impossible for him to have committed the crime. You think it was impossible for Beck to use his skill to move one of the larger creatures to the scene of the crime? That's right. If you check out these documents, you'll see for yourself, Sergeant. Oh, great. Well, at least I know which one to look for. Yay. Sergeant, have a look at this. A bureau file. If you take a close look at the information written here, you can see his skill carries certain limitations. Was that here this whole time? Probably is. Probably was. I see. A weight limit. I'm pretty sure a 50 kg bear would be, I'm not sure how heavy bears are, but I'm pretty sure a 50 kilogram creature would be enough to kill him. Would be enough to kill people. Or 40 kilo creatures. So, right. Mr. Beck is only able to teleport objects under 60 kilograms. According to Miss Moko's statement, the creatures bred for the military, the ones she suspects did this, all weigh over 100 kilograms. I'm not sure about the other creatures, but it would be impossible for Mr. Beck to use his skill to move one of the ones bred for the military. Indeed, as the situation stands, Ninebeck can't be a criminal. This time you took me out with a single shot note. It's sort of a given. You were out of the room during Mr. Beck's interrogation, and you were never able to get a good look at his file. And Thena... What are you gonna say about Thena? And why does she look like she's gonna shoot you if you say the wrong thing? Detective Thena? Detective Thena... Should I just head home? No, you're clearly... give me a second to think. You were busy carrying out the actual interrogation, right, Thena? Yeah, I guess she was, huh? Haha, yeah, that's it! Regardless, the handlers seemed to agree that it was impossible for Mr. Beck to have committed the crime, which is why they each suspect the other. For now, let's exclude Mr. Beck from our list of suspects. For now. Well then, let's summarize everything we've learned so far from Hawes and Moko's statements. Focus and open your ears, everyone. Are you talking to me? The estimated time of death of the victim lines up with the creature's feeding time. At the time, the two creatures' handlers normally lead their creatures into the feeding areas. Of course, they're each using their animal control skills to do so. Was there any difference in the ways they went about that? If there was any difference, it's that Moko went into the lounge before using her skill, but it seems that Mr. Hawes uses his skill without leaving the wing, right? Ah, and of course, there's a difference in the animals they're able to control. Moko is able to move creatures from the reptile wing, and Hawes is able to move creatures from the mammal wing. Interesting. If you take a look at the map, Hawes is considerably further away from the crime scene than Moko. That's right. But using their skills, both of them should be able to move their creatures to the crime scene. So it's possible that either of them carried out the crime. Thus, why each of them suspects the other. Note, why are you quiet? Did you figure something out? It's just, I'm a little surprised by the accuracy of your summary. That's mean! I'm going home! And of course I did figure something out. Part of the summary you gave is bothering me. The part was, well, okay, let me just explain using the transcript. Okay then. In order for Miss Moko or Mr. Hawes to have murdered the victim, they would, of course, have had to use their skills to move a creature to the crime scene. However, one of our handlers would have been unable to move a creature to the crime scene. What? How so? It's just as the sergeant said. The two handlers were at different distances from the crime scene. Lounge 1, where Miss Mocha was, is right against the main office. But the mammal wing, where Mr. Hawes was, is over 8 meters away. What's wrong with this? Yeah. Of course! They're rangers! That's right. Mocha could use her skill on anything within 20 meters, meaning she can use her skill from the lounge to bring creatures from the reptile wing. On the other hand, Mr. Hawes only has a range of 4 meters of his skill, if he was using said skill on the mammal wing. He couldn't reach that far! So how come he's tank threat level, but Mocha was like gun threat level? Makes no sense. That means, indeed, Mr. Hawes would be unable to commit the crime with his skill. Then our criminal is probably... Before we get to that, there's one more thing I'd like to check. What might that be? I just read through the statements and it seems that Hawes never made an official statement that he was in the mammal wing. Huh? But... Now that you say it, when we met him in the mammal wing, he never said for certain whether he was there at the time of the incident. I don't think Hawes was aware of seeing a skill and trying to trick us. But there's still a possibility that Hawes was somewhere other than the mammal wing when he used his skill. So we better be sure before we jump to any conclusions. Was Mr. Hawes actually in the mammal wing? If not, was there somewhere else he could have been? Is there evidence that Mr. Hawes was at the mammal wing around noon? Do you have anything that can prove that? Yeah. That. Now that I really think about it, we asked Mr. Hawes why he didn't use his lounge later on outside of his interrogation. He said that he didn't like to be away from the creatures in the mammal wing. He went on to say something else. He said that though he had no chair, he would often sit on a ladder. The ladder? Please don't say step ladder. I swear to God. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. It would have been nice if it was a touch and go thing, but this went on for too long, okay? Once, it's fine. Twice, it's wearing off. 3 times, I'm fucking sick of it. Ah, you should have called it that before. Oh my gosh. According to the trace photo, there's evidence that someone was sitting on the ladder in the mammal wing. What time was the trace left? 12 on the nose. Good. That lines up with the feeding time for the mammal wing. All the footprints evidence were washed away, but there's other evidence in its place. I wish Brian could hear you say that. Indeed. I'm still alive, you know. Right, and working hard. Regardless, the important thing right now is that Hawes couldn't have used his skill like that at the time of the murder. So, just to put it out once more, if someone sent a creature to the scene of the crime, we've only got one more person who could have done it. Lisa Moko. Seems as though we found a culprit. Well, that's all for now. Sorry about these short episodes. If you can call these short episodes. I don't know, man. Well, as you noticed, there isn't, much deducing. There was only like 3, and 2 of them I cleared within 10 seconds. Give or take. There was one where I was confused, but the hint button came in clutch. So it was very nice. So how was this? I mean, it's really showing that Brian and is pretty insecure. Either that or he's a perfectionist, or he's autistic, or all of the above. Cena is really showing that outside of interrogation, she's kinda smart, sure, but her role is, Notes can do it better, just by that much, So outside of interrogations, Cena's just a lie detector, that with no other purpose. Except maybe to arrest the person, because I bet she's very eager to do that. Which I don't blame her, that is pretty cool. And, okay, I must admit, the stepladder reference it's an Ace Attorney reference. So, funny story. I'll just say, I think I mentioned it in the video just now, but, quiet time. So, I remember I played Tyrion Cuthbert before Ace Attorney. So, I played it in mid-2023. So, at that time, I didn't play Ace Attorney. And there was the ladder, oh no, it's a stepladder thing reference, in one of the cases in Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. I didn't get it because I didn't play it, play Ace Attorney. But now that I play Ace Attorney, yeah, I completed it, the first one anyway. Now I get it. And the thing about Tyrion Cuthbert is that it only, touched on it, and then it went on, okay? It was only, 10 seconds? 30 seconds? So, it was more of a cute thing. It was a cute reference. And I do not know why it became such a meme. But, okay, I guess the Ace Attorney fandom is quite weird, huh? But then again, they are playing Ace Attorney, which is a weird game. So, whatever. But that is not my point. I have veered off the point. The main point is, this game, man, Stafford Case dwelled a bit too much on it, okay? It referenced it not once, not twice, it referenced it a few times. Once is funny, twice is less funny, 3 times you just gotta stop, man. But then again, gags and stuff, they do work, recurring gags. I wonder if this will be one of them, but I don't know. Probably not. I hope not. We'll see. Anyway, not much to say. I'm tired. That being said, thank you so much for watching my playthrough of Stafford Case. And if you like what you see, stay tuned and stay awesome. Good night.